Most people hate having difficult conversations, let alone walking up to complete strangers and asking if they want to buy their stuff. That feeling of having a door slammed in your face or a telephone hung up on you, it irks us, right? It's a horrible, horrible feeling, and it's completely natural. We're hardwired that way. Whenever we step into confrontation, our bodies are designed to say, hey, this is dangerous, let's get out of here. And that's where the real opportunity is, because most people will run from hard conversations. But the few people who can get themselves to step into those conversations, to go where no one else will, they'll find riches no one else gets. In other words, if you weren't scared of rejection, if you weren't scared of abuse or all the things that can happen in a sales environment, you'd be talking to everyone, because every time you picked up the phone or made a new contact, it could be thousands of dollars in your back pocket. The only reason you're not out on the streets, basically, literally talking to every single customer you can get your hands on as fast as you can, understanding that time is actually cash in your back pocket, is because of that feeling of rejection. It's either the fear of being rejected or the feeling of being rejected because it doesn't feel good. And it's completely natural. So how do we condition ourselves to do the things that other people won't do so that we get rewards that other people just will never have? That is a great question, and it's what this video is all about. See, the person who goes, hey, I made 4 contacts today. I reached out to 4 really big clients. I don't care how skilled they are never going to be as effective as the person who said, I called 300, I called 400, I called 500, I called 800. Volume is always going to win. It's the law of averages. In fact, if you are unskilled, the quickest way to win, to be the top salesperson in your entire company, is literally to find the top salesperson in your company. Find out how many people they're seeing, then see twice as much. And literally every time you do a sales call, learn. Work out exactly what you did. Work out what worked, what didn't, and just get better and better and better. Within 3 months, you'll be killing everyone. Seriously, that's the only way to win. It's called the law of averages, and it always works because it's volume plus growth. Yeah? So what's this video about? Well, I can't just say, hey, you should feel really good about horrible, horrible, horrible situations in which you're going to basically want to throw up on your shoes. And everybody tends to do that. Have you noticed? Yeah, man, you just got to muscle up or be a sales bro or all this stuff that just doesn't work because guys, desperation stinks. If you go in all pumped up and like you're going to take on the planet, people go, whoa, what's he overcompensating for? They can sense it. That stuff just doesn't work ever. But what does work is to reframe sales in your own mind. See, nothing moves without sales. Nothing happens. There is no cash flow unless somebody buys something, right? And to get somebody to buy something, you have to sell them. Really simply. And it doesn't even need to be a product, actually. That's true of any kind of service. Mother Teresa, as they say, was a fantastic salesperson. She got the entire world to support her cause. And she was just a nun and one of the most powerful people on earth, purely because of her leadership skills. Now, why is this important today? Because AI and robotics are taking over everything. Absolutely. And within 10 years, it isn't news to you by now. Basically, every job that a human does is going to be replaced. But if you understand how to sell, how to work out what's valuable to somebody else and help them get it, you will never be without money. You will never be without contacts. You'll never be without whatever you really want. And if nothing else, it's about service. It is about service. How to reframe this in a way that makes you feel good talking to strangers, and how to be invincible against any kind of rejections that you get. So what I'm talking about is actually mindset. So how do we frame this so that it makes us feel good stepping in to do battle with these supervillains, objections and abuse and hard no's? How do we deal with those supervillains? Well, we get to step in, battle all the objections in our customers' heads, not the customer themselves, but their internal conflicts, the things that are basically creating smoke clouds around their judgment to stop them from taking steps forward and bettering their lives by buying our products. This is a service. Now, this is probably the most important part. Before we talk to anybody else, we need to get really strong on the inside. Yeah? Now, you can imagine a superhero cape flying off your shoulders, don a superhero posture, hands on hips, deep breath. We've all heard it before. A really powerful state, yeah? But the most important part is what's going on in your head. It's your imagination that's basically either imagining these people yelling at you, telling you to get lost, or welcoming you in going, oh mate, so glad you said that. I need this. The only difference at this point is your own imagination, which you have 100% control over. Now, that is easy to say and ridiculously hard to do. The most seasoned salespeople in the world still struggle with this, okay? So it's not easy, but you can do it. So the first thing we have to do is reframe how we look at sales in general. We need to work out what's going on inside of us because we need a core so solid that it cannot be moved. One way to do this is to just consider yourself grounded like an oak. Literally stand there and wiggle your toes and let your toes go into the earth. Now, this might sound a little crazy, that's fine. It might sound a little weird, it doesn't matter. That solid oak feeling, your customer will sense it. We're always selling certainty, always. And they will feel anyone who just has a sense of being grounded. The second thing you need is a spine of steel. Now you're gonna need this. So who are your superheroes? They could be an actual superhero or they could be a sales superhero. You got hundreds to choose from. If you don't have any now, you need role models. So literally go to Google and type in salespeople. A whole list will come up. I don't care if it's Tony Robbins, Ryan Serhant, Grant Cardone, Jordan Belfort, Brian Tracy. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I'm not here to judge who you resonate with. The point is get somebody that you do resonate with and imagine in your mind's eye taking their confidence, how they are when they walk into a room, and infuse that in your own spine. In fact, deal with a couple of people. If you know a rock star's just got unstoppable, unshakable confidence, take that confidence and infuse it in your own spine. Just imagine your own spine being forged of steel. Nothing moves you. Just take that and put it inside you. Feel it. Really do this because that is the energy you're going to be transferring to other people. Sales is a transfer of energy. At the end of the day, that's what it is. So yeah, this is a bit strange. Yep, you have to do what other people won't do. And yeah, this works. It really works. No one needs to know what's going on in your mind, but they're going to feel a sense of resonance from you. You're going to have an aura about you that people just go, whoa, okay, who's this guy? That's where this comes from. It's building up your inner core. So we're grounded as an oak. We've got a steel spine. The next thing we need is absolute certainty. And to do this, think of Churchill. Somebody who didn't have all the answers, didn't have the resources. There was literally no way it was going to make it work, but they were 100% sure it was going to work. They said, all right, what do we got available? Cool. Based on what we know, this is what we're going to do. Everybody, we're going this way. They just made a decision and went for it. You need that kind of leadership. That is literally the most valuable skill that you can have right now. That is the only thing AI cannot reproduce. That leadership, to pick yourself and other people up and take them forward and go, okay, well that didn't work. All right, what's plan B? Cool, let's go with that. To pivot, to adapt. That is leadership. People will follow you and people will pay large sums of money for that skill. And sales is leadership, by the way. If somebody can't see the value or they're having trouble making a decision, it's up to us to help them to make that decision. That's coaching. And the only way you're going to do that is to lead them. So yes, this is one of those things we want in our body. We want to feel it in our core. Okay, so now we're grounded. We're like an oak tree. We've got a steel spine and we are 100% certain. Absolutely. We've literally borrowed Churchill's strength, his courage, his leadership, and we've put that into our bodies. So what's next? We need creativity. The creativity to help open people's minds up. First, we need to open our own minds up, not only about sales, and you're doing that now, but also about how we serve other people and how we can help them notice new opportunities that they didn't see before we entered their space. Hey guys, you haven't thought about it like this, but you know what? That's creative spin. That is literally using your creativity to serve other people. It's opening up a world of color and beauty and design and everything good for other people to make their lives just that little bit brighter. Now, usually at this stage, somebody says, mate, I'm selling X, Y, Z. This is not a life-changing product. Well, even if it improves somebody's life just a tiny little bit, you're making their lives better. You're doing everything I just said. That's the difference that makes the difference in sales. Your product is going to make their life better. And if it doesn't, you shouldn't be selling it. It's that simple. Sales is not about making people's lives worse. It's about making people's lives better. And that's the reframe. It doesn't matter what the product is. If it just brightens up their world, without you, they would have had a lesser experience. What you're doing is noble. What you're doing is service. And the world needs you. Trust me, the economy needs you. Without an economy, none of this, nothing you see, no food, no shelter, no people being friendly to each other, none of it exists. The world needs you now more than ever. And the next tool in our utility belts is our sales skills, our influence, our ability to be able to reach out and basically boost somebody else's energy, make them feel a different way about something, lift them up, show them possibility, and get them to take action, even if they haven't been able to get themselves to take that action before. How do you get somebody to use a gym? How do you get somebody to eat healthy? How do you get somebody to take responsibility? How do you get somebody to do sales and love it? This is Leadership 101. Your ability to reach your hand out and say, take my hand. We are doing this together. Let's go. Yeah? I know it's tough. That's where all the rewards are, on the other side of tough. Let's do this.